Men are often told to be nice, always available, and emotionally open with women. But what if I told you that most of what you've been taught is wrong? What if I told you that these very things are why so many men fail in relationships, get walked over, and lose respect? Women admire strength, self-discipline, and a man with unshakable control over his life. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. 8 things you should never do with women. These are powerful principles, grounded in Stoicism and dark psychology, that will change how women see you, permanently. Before we get into it, if you're new here, welcome to Stoic Techniques. We break down the mindset, power, and strategies of the greatest men in history. The men who truly mastered their emotions, their purpose, and their relationships. If you're ready to upgrade your mindset and never be weak with women again, hit the like button right now and comment, "I am the master of my fate," below. Let's go. Number 1, seeking validation from a woman. One of the biggest mistakes a man can make is seeking validation from a woman. Most men don't even realize they're doing it. It starts with small things. Constantly checking your phone to see if she texted back, feeling anxious when she doesn't reply immediately, or overthinking your words to impress her. You might even believe that being extra nice or going out of your way to seek her approval will make her like you more. But in reality, the more you seek her validation, the more her respect for you diminishes. Think about it. Women are naturally drawn to men who are confident, self-sufficient, and in control. When you constantly seek reassurance from a woman, you're signaling uncertainty, insecurity, and a lack of self-worth. Women don't respect men who put them on a pedestal. They respect men who validate themselves, who have a strong sense of identity, and don't rely on a woman's approval to feel valuable. The moment she senses that her opinion of you determines your confidence, she starts to feel like you're superior rather than your equal. And when that happens, attraction fades fast. Why seeking validation weakens? You seeking validation from a woman is a direct sign that you lack self-respect. You are telling her, without words, that her approval means more than your own opinion of yourself. This is a major red flag for attraction. Women test men constantly, even if they don't consciously realize it. They do it to measure your strength, resilience, and emotional control. Here's how it plays out. She ignores your message for a few hours. Do you get anxious and double text her? She mentions another guy. Do you start acting insecure? She cancels plans. Do you start begging to reschedule? If you react emotionally to these tests, she immediately knows she has control over your emotions. And once a woman sees that she can manipulate your feelings with a simple text or a little bit of distance, her respect for you plummets. A stoic man, on the other hand, does not chase approval. He is indifferent to a woman's validation because he is already validated by his purpose, discipline, and mission. His mindset is simple. I don't need her approval. I validate myself. If you understand this, comment, "I validate myself," below. How to stop seeking validation and regain your power. 1. Change your mindset. Instead of wondering, "Does she like me?" start asking, "Do I even like her?" Women should be a complement to your life, not the center of it. When you think this way, you naturally stop seeking validation. 2. Stop over-pursuing. If you're always the one texting first, making plans, or going out of your way to impress her, stop. Women respect men who give them space to chase too. Let her wonder about you. Let her feel your absence. 3. Build a life that excites you. Your mission, career, and personal growth should always be your top priority. When you focus on becoming the best version of yourself, women will naturally be drawn to you. Confidence comes from competence, not from external approval. Final thought. Women admire men who stand firm, remain emotionally strong, and don't need constant reassurance. The moment you stop seeking validation, You become the kind of man women instinctively respect and desire. If you agree, comment, "I validate myself," below. Number 2. Never reveal your weaknesses too soon. One of the biggest mistakes men make is revealing their weaknesses too soon in a relationship. Society constantly tells men to be open, vulnerable, and emotionally expressive with women. While there is truth in emotional connection, there's also a right time and a right way to express vulnerability. If you open up too soon, too deeply, or too frequently, you risk losing her respect, attraction, and interest. A woman might say she wants a man to be open and emotionally available, but in reality, she doesn't want a man who leans on her emotionally all the time. She wants a man who is capable, emotionally stable, and secure in himself. If you reveal deep insecurities, fears, or struggles too early, she won't see you as strong. She will see you as needy and emotionally fragile. And once she sees you that way, it's incredibly hard to reverse it. Why revealing your weaknesses too soon is dangerous. A man's ability to control his emotions is one of the most attractive traits he can have. When you lack control over your emotions, you lose power in the relationship. Here's why revealing too much too soon is a bad move. 1. It kills attraction instantly. Women are biologically wired to seek stability and strength in men. If you reveal your insecurities too soon, she will doubt your ability to lead, provide, and protect. She may start to feel like she has to take care of you rather than be attracted to you. 2. It makes you look like a burden, not a leader. Women don't want to be your therapist or emotional caretaker. They want a man who already has his emotions in check. If you constantly vent about your problems, she will see you as weak rather than inspiring. Attraction is built through strength, leadership, and composure, not emotional dependence. 3. It gives her the upper hand in the relationship. The moment you expose your deepest weaknesses, she gains psychological control over you. This can lead to emotional tests, manipulation, or a loss of respect. If a woman knows you depend on her approval to feel good, she will subconsciously test you more and pull away. A woman might say she wants you to open up, but that doesn't mean you should unload every insecurity onto her. There's a difference between being emotionally available and being emotionally weak. How to express vulnerability without losing respect. A stoic man controls his emotions. He doesn't let them control him. You should never suppress your emotions, but you must learn to express them in a way that shows strength, not weakness. Here's how. 1. Be selective about what you share. Only reveal emotions after a strong connection is built. Never share deep insecurities too soon. She must respect you before she can empathize with you. 2. Express vulnerability with strength. Instead of dumping emotions, frame it as a lesson you learned. Example. Instead of saying, "I feel lost in life," say, "I've faced challenges, but I always find my way." Women admire overcomers, not complainers. 3. Maintain emotional control. Do not overshare in moments of weakness. If you need support, seek it from mentors, strong male friends, or a therapist, not a woman you're dating. Final thought. A man who controls his emotions will always be more respected than a man who is ruled by them. Women want a man who is capable of handling his problems, not someone who makes her responsible for them. If you agree, comment, "I control my emotions," below. Number 3. Never be too available. One of the most common mistakes men make is being too available for a woman. It might seem logical. If you like someone, you want to spend as much time with them as possible. You text them immediately, say yes to all their plans, and drop everything the moment they ask. But here's the truth. When something is always available, it loses value. This is true in life, business, and relationships. If you're always there, always answering instantly, and always prioritizing her over everything else, She won't see you as a prize. She'll take you for granted. This isn't about playing games or acting distant for no reason. It's about understanding human psychology. People respect and desire what they can't easily have. Scarcity increases value. Why being too available destroys attraction. Men often mistake attention for attraction. They think that if they're constantly present, always checking in, and making themselves easily accessible, a woman will appreciate their effort and like them more. Wrong. Women are naturally drawn to men with purpose, ambition, and mystery. If you make yourself too available, here's what happens. 1. She stops valuing your time. If you're always free, she assumes you have nothing important going on in your life. Women admire men who are focused on their goals, not men who are waiting around for them. If she knows she can get your attention anytime she wants, she won't feel the need to work for it. 2. She loses the excitement. Attraction is fueled by uncertainty and anticipation. If she always knows what you're doing, always knows you'll say yes, there's no mystery, no excitement, no chase. Think about luxury brands. Why do people want them? Because they are rare, valuable, and not easily accessible. 3. She tests you more. When a woman senses that you're too eager and available, she will start to test you. She might cancel plans last minute just to see how you react. She might delay responding to your messages to see if you get anxious and start chasing. If she feels that you value her more than yourself, she will lose attraction. How to be less available without being distant. A Stoic man is focused on his mission, not waiting for a woman's approval. If you want a woman to respect and desire you, you must learn to prioritize yourself. 1. Make your time valuable. Stop dropping everything for her. If she texts, you don't always need to reply instantly. If she asks to hang out, you don't always need to be available. 2. Keep her guessing. If she knows exactly when you'll text, what you're doing every second, and that you're always free, she will lose excitement. Let her wonder about you. Let her miss you. 3. Focus on your purpose. First, your mission, career, and self-improvement should always come first. Women are attracted to men who have ambition, not men who have nothing else going on. When she sees that you have a busy, fulfilling life, she will naturally want to be part of it. Final thought. A high-value man does not make himself too available. He values his time, maintains mystery and independence, and lets women earn his attention. If you agree, comment, "I value my time," below. Number 4, never chase. Let her come to you. One of the biggest mistakes men make is chasing women instead of attracting them. Society has conditioned men to believe that the more effort they put into pursuing a woman, the more she will appreciate them. But in reality, chasing a woman is one of the fastest ways to lose her respect and attraction. The harder you chase, the more she runs. This is because women are wired to be attracted to men who are confident, independent, and in control, not men who act desperate for their attention. A woman should be drawn to your energy, mindset, and purpose, not your constant attempts to win her over. When you chase, you are sending a clear message. I believe you are more valuable than me, and I need to prove myself to you. And the moment she senses that, she will start pulling away. Why chasing pushes women away? Many men think that persistence and effort make a woman like them more, but the truth is, chasing is unattractive because it creates an imbalance of power. 1. You put her on a pedestal. When you chase a woman, you are subconsciously telling her that she is the prize, and you are the one trying to win her. Women are naturally drawn to men who see themselves as the prize. If she feels like you are working harder for her attention than she is for yours, she will lose respect for you. 2. You show neediness and insecurity. Chasing comes from a place of lack and fear, the fear of losing her, the fear of not being good enough. Women can sense neediness instantly, and it is one of the biggest attraction killers. A man who is secure in himself does not need to chase. He naturally attracts. 3. It takes away the excitement. Attraction is built on mystery and uncertainty. When a woman knows she has 100% of your attention all the time, she gets bored. The most attractive men create a sense of desire and curiosity. They are not always available, and they don't need constant validation from a woman. How to attract instead of chase. A Stoic man does not pursue out of desperation. He lets women come to him because he is already fulfilled. 1. Be the prize shift. Your mindset from, how can I get her to like me? 2. Is she even worth my time? Women naturally want what is valuable, rare, and hard to get. If you treat yourself as the prize, she will start chasing you. 2. Pull back instead of pushing forward. If you feel like she is pulling away, do not chase harder. Pull back. When you stop over-investing in a woman who is losing interest, you create space for her to miss you. If she cares, she will reach out and start investing in you. 3. Focus on your purpose. The most attractive men are not focused on chasing women. They are focused on their mission, goals, and self-improvement. Women respect and admire a man who is dedicated to his growth instead of one who is desperate for attention. Final thought. A man who chases women loses them. A man who focuses on himself attracts them naturally. If you agree, comment, I attract, I do not chase, below. Number 5. Never overinvest emotionally. One of the biggest mistakes men make in relationships is overinvesting emotionally too soon. Many men believe that by showering a woman with love, attention, and emotional support right away, they will win her heart. But in reality, this backfires more often than not. Women are naturally drawn to men who are emotionally controlled, not emotionally desperate. When you give too much of yourself too quickly, you signal that your emotions are easily swayed by her presence, which makes you less of a challenge and more of an option. The truth is, women don't want to be the center of your emotional world. They want to be a part of it, not the purpose of it. When a woman senses that you are emotionally dependent on her, she starts losing respect, attraction, and interest. Why overinvesting emotionally too soon is a mistake. Men often believe that if they give their undivided emotional attention early in a relationship, a woman will appreciate it. But the reality is quite different. 1. It creates an unbalanced dynamic. When you invest too much, too soon, you create a power imbalance where she becomes the leader and you become the follower. Women don't respect men who prioritize them over everything else in their lives. The best relationships are built on mutual investment, not one-sided obsession. 2. It makes you look emotionally needy. Women are attracted to men who have emotional strength, not men who fall head over heels in the first few weeks. If you constantly text, constantly check in, or constantly seek reassurance, you are showing emotional insecurity, which is a major turnoff. A high-value man is emotionally stable and does not rely on external validation to feel complete. 3. It kills the chase and mystery. Attraction thrives on mystery and anticipation. If you reveal all your feelings right away, she has nothing to work for. Women appreciate a man who takes his time to open up because it signals emotional maturity and self-control. If you give her all your love and devotion before she has even proven her worth, she will lose interest faster than you think. How to stay emotionally grounded without over-investing. A Stoic man controls his emotions. He does not let emotions control him. If you want a woman to respect and admire you, you must learn to regulate your emotions instead of throwing them at her too soon. 1. Pace yourself emotionally. Instead of rushing into deep emotional talks, let the relationship develop naturally over time. Pay attention to how she invests in you before you give her your full emotional energy. 2. Match her energy. If she is putting in effort, then meet her at that level, but never give more than what you receive. A woman should be earning your emotional investment, not receiving it for free. 3. Keep your focus on your purpose. Your mission, self-improvement, and goals should always come first. When you are focused on your life, you naturally become more attractive to women because they see you as a man of value and depth. Final thought. A high-value man gives his emotions to a woman who has earned them, not to one who is simply there. Stay emotionally strong, invest wisely, and let her prove herself before you give her your heart. If you agree, comment, "I control my emotions." Below. Number 6. Never put her on a pedestal. One of the most damaging mistakes men make in relationships is putting a woman on a pedestal. This happens when a man treats a woman as if she is more valuable, more important, or more special than himself. Society romanticizes this mistake. Movies, music, and books often portray devotion, worship, and making a woman the center of your universe as the ultimate way to win her love. But in reality, this is one of the fastest ways to lose her respect and attraction. A woman should complement your life, not be your life. The moment she feels like you are obsessed with her, prioritizing her over your own purpose, and valuing her more than yourself, she will start losing interest. Why putting her on a pedestal is a huge mistake. Women want to be admired, respected, and desired, but they do not want to be worshipped. Here's why placing a woman on a pedestal destroys attraction. 1. It creates an unhealthy power dynamic. When you treat a woman like she is a goddess, a queen, or above you, she will start seeing you as beneath her. Women are wired to be attracted to strong men who see themselves as equal or superior, not as servants. If she feels like you idolize her, she will lose respect for you, because deep down, she knows she is not perfect. 2. It makes you look weak and desperate. Confidence and self-respect are attractive. Desperation and excessive devotion are not. If you treat her like she is the only woman in the world, she will assume you have no other options, no self-worth, and no personal standards. Women are attracted to men who have a life, a mission, and a sense of purpose beyond just being with them. 3. It kills the challenge and excitement. Women enjoy a challenge. They want to win a high-value man's time and attention. If you give her everything too easily, she won't appreciate it. The more she has to work for your attention, the more she will value and respect you. How to stop putting women on a pedestal. A Stoic man sees himself as the prize. He does not elevate a woman above himself. If you want to be respected and desired, you must see yourself as equal or above the women you date. 1. Shift your mindset. Stop thinking she is special just because she is attractive. Instead of thinking, "How can I impress her?" start thinking, "Does she meet my standards?" 2. Set boundaries and maintain standards. Do not tolerate disrespect just because she is beautiful. If she flakes on a date, disrespects you, or plays games, do not chase, walk away. A man who values himself does not allow a woman to treat him poorly. 3. Keep your focus on your mission. Women respect men who have a purpose greater than them. Your career, fitness, goals, and self-improvement should always come first. When you prioritize your mission, women will naturally respect and desire you more. Final thought. Women are attracted to strong men who value themselves first. The moment you stop putting her on a pedestal and start treating yourself as the prize, she will respect and admire you more. If you agree, comment, "I am the prize." Below. Number 7. Never ignore red flags. One of the biggest mistakes men make in relationships is ignoring red flags because they are blinded by attraction, lust, or emotional attachment. Many men see warning signs early on, but choose to overlook them because they fear losing the woman or believe she will change. This is a critical mistake. A man who values himself does not tolerate toxic behavior. He does not rationalize bad treatment, make excuses for disrespect, or allow himself to be manipulated. Ignoring red flags doesn't make you patient or understanding. It makes you weak, and weak men always suffer in relationships. Why ignoring red flags will destroy you? When you ignore clear signs of bad behavior, you set yourself up for emotional, mental, and sometimes financial destruction. Here's why. 1. It encourages her to disrespect you more. What you tolerate, you invite. If a woman disrespects you and you let it slide, she will push boundaries further. If she sees that you won't stand up for yourself, she will lose respect for you and test you even harder. A woman will only respect a man who respects himself enough to walk away from toxic behavior. 2. It makes you emotionally weak and dependent. The more you tolerate bad behavior, the harder it becomes to leave. Toxic relationships create emotional addiction. You start rationalizing mistreatment because you fear losing her. If you stay long enough, you will lose confidence, self-respect, and even your sense of identity. 3. It wastes your time and energy. Time spent with the wrong woman is time you could be using to build yourself, focus on your mission, and attract a high-value partner. The longer you stay, the harder it becomes to escape the cycle. You cannot change a woman's nature. If she shows toxic traits early on, they will only get worse over time. How to spot and respond to red flags. A Stoic man does not ignore reality. He sees things exactly as they are. Here's how to identify and handle red flags effectively. 1. Recognize the warning signs. She constantly plays mind games. She lacks basic respect for you. She has a history of toxic relationships. She creates drama, tests you excessively, or manipulates you. She shows no appreciation for your efforts. 2. Do not make excuses for her behavior. Stop thinking she will change. If she disrespects you once, she will do it again. People don't change unless they truly want to, and most won't. 3. Be willing to walk away immediately. The most powerful move a man can make is to walk away when his standards are not met. Weak men tolerate, chase, and hope for change. Strong men set boundaries and enforce them. A woman will always respect a man who values himself enough to leave. Final thought. Ignoring red flags is self-destruction. A high-value man sees the signs, trusts his instincts, and walks away when necessary. If you agree, comment, "I walk away from disrespect," below.